announcer Mitch Wishnowski ready to do the honors. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Here we go. Practice this Cougar 19.
First play is to the air. Got for big yards on the right side. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Nice gain and a first down there, Brock, on a throw that most quarterbacks would have shied away from.
You know, tight ends, these guys, about the only position that can make that look routine, fending off a couple defenders, and it's really why, Kate, they're such valuable commodities.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So second down coming up.
I love that. No, I love that defensively right there. It's about the only thing you could do to the tight ends at this level. You have got to disrupt them. You have got to match their physicality with even more physicality, and it forced an incompletion.
2nd and 10, and they'll stick to the air. This is brought in at the 15. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
And first carry here for Ashton Genty. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds. That's 8 yards on that run, and now it's second down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35.
35-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Damian Martinez. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. A pickup of 17. And that's good for a Washington first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Going to the ground again on first. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
It really is pretty simple. If you want to run against a 3-4 group right up the gut, number one, you got to control that nose tackle. Number two, you got to get people to the second level. That was teaching tape.
We've set it down from 37.
60 Bison.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so it'll be second down.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Ball stays at that 37. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are thrown into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Has his man. It stops. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock, you already got to have short memories. You tell me this, too. Defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Second down carry for Algier. And they find him after just a yard, and it's third down.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Cougar 19.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Brought in. And this one does not go far.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
They were able to answer a score with a score, maybe not to tie the game, but to certainly turn some of the momentum.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He's going to push one deep down. That's grabbed inside the 30. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders get 6 more on their early advantage. George Pickens the touchdown.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket, but sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
Pass on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders drive their lead to 11. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Let's go.
Here's Martinez. And his charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go now. Hawk 7.
Pass play now. Running the screen here for Martinez. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Washington 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Now here he goes on the boot. Bails out of the pocket quick. Moving right. Airs it out down. He's got it inside the 10. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders reach pay dirt for the first time this game. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown.
Those front office personnel people love to pair speedy wide receivers and ask their coaches to do just that. Put some play action in there. Let him go run. Because with his speed, that route is a winner, winner, chicken dinner.
They'll try this extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders cut the lead down to 4. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. First play is going to be a give to Genty. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. It lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. I'm a more aggressive call on second.
At the 37-yard line.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Pitch play to Genty. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
From the gun on 3rd down. Trying to hit Ayuk, but it's intercepted. And the Commanders get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
Intercepted. The Commanders take over first and 10 at the 32-yard line.
First and 10 from the 32. Takes the handoff, now to throw. That's complete, Nacua on the left side. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here's a give to Martinez. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
The tackle made at the 12-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
They will not get another playoff. We're at the end of 1. 14-10 our score. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Commanders ball as we get back for the second, and they're thinking points. Working now from the gun. Washington touchdown. The Commanders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. That eye for the end zone. It's part of the reason they brought him in, right, Brock? And he definitely didn't look like a rookie on that one.
No, not at all. Looked like a seasoned pro right there.
Yeah, he definitely did. And that's got to be the exact type of play that they were hoping to see out of him here in year one.
Yeah, you're really looking, Kate, for all the signs for a rookie quarterback that he has what it takes to succeed at this level. And that, well, that was an NFL throw.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders push their lead to 3.
Commanders 17, Raiders 14. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here's Wishnowsky now to handle the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35.
Got it. Ready?
Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Completed over the middle. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
Okay, break.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4.
Ready?
They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw here. It's caught right side by Malott. And he's out of bounds behind the line, so that's going to add a couple yards on to this 3rd down.
Now that is a potential drive killer. Defenders all over that one. Kept him from getting vertical after the catch.
DB's out there for the Commanders on 3rd.
Let's go. Ready?
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Gobbled up on the right side. That's Ayuk. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Hey, smash Bronco. Hurt. Hurt.
Straight ahead with Genty. Escapes the defender. Look at this, 9 yards on a nice 1st down run.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Y'all gotta pump my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. Anybody know power? Also dangerous. Y'all talk out
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that 1st down. Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the 1st down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
All set to go now from the 35. They'll run here on 1st down. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, let's give them a little love right here, okay? They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Bringing the offense up to the line. First and 10. Fighting his way through, but he lost the football. And the Commanders get to it first. Well, he was fighting off defenders, trying for the extra yards. You understand it, but might have been what cost him and opened the door for that fumble.
Okay, you and I both know this game has changed so much in our lifetimes. It's evolved in so many different ways. But I promise you, you can go back to the 60s, the 70s, and many of these fumbles occur just like that. You break one tackle, you let up just a little bit, and that next guy comes home and delivers the devastating blow.
He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. To throw. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. He's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. He's totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
It's a nice running there on that 7-yard gain. Make it 2nd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Now Martinez. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35. First down, play action. Going deep here for the end zone. Somebody there, and he knocks it away. Couldn't connect for it all on that first down. So back to the drawing board they go for 2nd.
Well, it's hard for me to get too mad at him for missing a touchdown when he's already got 2 in his pocket. Maybe fantasy managers might not agree with me on this one, Kate. But don't worry, as hot as he is, I bet you a third one's coming at some point.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock. But, man, the defense took that away, too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. They wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're staring at 4th and long. The Commanders going field goal here. He was good on his first kick. Going to need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Kid, I call that a win-win in the first half. You win on the scoreboard, obviously, by adding 3 and adding to your lead. But you also win mentally, making your opponent know if they make a mistake, you're going to capitalize.
Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Pat the 60, pat the 60. Let's go.
Genty from the gun. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
So after plenty of scoring already, we have reached the 2-minute warning. More coming up from Northwest Stadium. Stick around. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Ready?
He'll look to throw. Throw left side, caught by Malott. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First and 10 now from the 46.
Come on. Hit. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Running back sent in motion. First and 10, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
60 Vikings. Ready?
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Only able to get back to the line on that first down play, so no gain.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and, more importantly, put into execution on the game field.
70 Timberwolves.
Passing now on 2nd and 10. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
70 Timberwolves. Mustang 19.
Throwing off the play fake. Down the field. He's got Wilson. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Raiders
Coming to the line for another first and 10.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Okay, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Ready.
Motion man sent left. Again to throw on second. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
He's going to keep this one. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Raiders tie it just before halftime.
Kate, I think 2 things were at play here. Not just the brute force to get it done on the QB sneak, but also the element of surprise to run it on first down. Job well done.
Bass gets the extra point to go. And they'll take the lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So it goes for a touchback. Let's see what they decide to do with the time they've got remaining here.
their own 35-yard line.
This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. Pass play on first and 10. And that's incomplete. With 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
That's what I call complementary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it.
Kate, as soon as this quarterback broke containment, I know your eyes and my eyes went the same place. Can you find a big play down the field? Unfortunately, there was not one to be had.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Final throw before the break. Absolutely fires this one right side. He's got it inside the 25. And this will reach the red zone. He takes it down to the 17. First half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Here's Martinez. Robbed by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
At the 36-yard line.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Now run with Martinez. And that's good for a gain of 5. They stop by Damone Clark.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet. But let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It's caught by McLaurin. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Here's the long back on the handoff. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. So consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
Here we go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 18, Pioneer. Pick him, pick him.
To the air on 3rd and long. Going all the way to the end zone here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
There's a lot of studies done every offseason, Kate, about the best red zone offenses. And typically, it's about creative quarterbacks doing just what he tried to do right there in extending the play out of the pocket. The problem is there was just nowhere for him to go with the ball.
This offense is not leaving the field. On 4th and 8, they're going for it. He'll throw it. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
He'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. Rare chance for him to throw it, but things don't work out. It's 3rd down now.
A Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. It's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down.
18, Robert. Here we go. Here
And
we
they
go.
send their back in motion right. Air it out on third. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. That's a Vegas first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Ready, go.
Receiver gets it again, and they're keeping him busy. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
That's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle them up before it came to fruition.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Let's go now.
He's going to throw it. An all-around tough play for him. It took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
Back. Ready.
Running from the pistol here with Jency. Has room into the secondary. And they're going to have 1st and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Come on, come on. 19. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Ready, ready.
Second quarterback run here. And he hauls it across for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders push their lead further to start the half. Pass on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders grow their lead to 8. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
They go play action on 1st down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's 2nd down coming up.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. They'll throw it. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Hey, that was his quarterback's first interception, and you know what? I don't remember my first, or maybe I do. Every last detail of Chad Cota picking off a little corner route as I was trying to sprint out, and instead of throwing it away, I forced it in. Yeah, this guy's going to remember this one as well.
We've set it downs for him from the 31.
Go, Reed! Go! 60, ready.
This play's a designed run. And he cuts it back right. And he will get this inside the 30.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
Okay,
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Finds him on the crossing route. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play actually gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that.
And he's in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders parlay the interception into points. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Blown back, gets the handoff. This drive is going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, really create some indecision now defensively.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. Back to the well again. And he will not get the first, but oh, this is close. Looks like they're going to have about a yard at most to gain after he picked up 3. 3rd down. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Commanders football, and they need to get to work here. They're trailing late. Nickel set here from the Raiders. 3rd down. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Running right side by McLaurin. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. Keeps it moving. Touchdown, Washington. Commanders can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders get it back to within one score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Hey.
Give left side to Genty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. They send with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
On the ready.
First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down.
Come on, come on.
Back to Genty. And some nice running there. Gets him 8. 3rd down coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Trap 60, trap 60.
They're going to try and throw it here. They did it! He made the interception! And the Commanders have some new life in the 4th.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Here's Martinez. His charge towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Here's a give to Martinez. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
Let's go now. Let's go.
No throw. 3rd and long. Got a man. That's McCoy. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And now the Commanders face a very important 2-point attempt.
Washington will line up for the 2-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And the 2-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback.
Take over first and 10. At their own 31-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's second and 10.
Cougar 19, Cougar 19, 18, 5 in.
Setting up to throw. Short pass brought in. And they're going to bring him down just moments before he's able to break it across midfield. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Go momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10. Motioning left is their running back. Throwing from the gun here. Sends this to the end zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. It takes a special quarterback to thread the needle. He couldn't do it.
You know what that's like? That's like passing across your own crease in hockey, kid. That's a big no-no. When you challenge double coverage in the end zone, then let me tell you, coaches don't really like that either.
No luck on first down. Here's second and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Panther Street. Ready.
Shotgun give here to Genty. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commander's territory. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up third and 8.
A 2-yard pickup makes it third and 8.
Ready. 70 Timberwolves.
Running back motions right. Here he goes, third and long. He's got it, complete to Pickens. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Vegas first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
5 still to go here. This is second down.
18 Cardinal, 18, Panther 50.
They give up the guts. It's Genty. And he gets this forward to the 19. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just hoping for something positive. To get a first down, that's a bonus.
19-yard line.
On the ready.
All set now. First and 10.
Here we go.
Another Another give here to Jinty. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, a back who can show off his wheels.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's first and goal.
Let's go. Ready?
Zone read, they'll give it to Jinty. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
SOS. You hear me talk about it between the 20s a lot. Stay on schedule. But it comes into play first and goal situations too. Because a run like that now, well, leaves that whole playbook wide open for you.
Second and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone.
Get it.
Line up the design keeper. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders push this to an 8-point game. Point after upcoming, this for a 2-score lead to potentially clinch the win. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders push the lead to 2 scores now.
Commanders 33.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. First and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Running the screen here for Martinez. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strap. Offense up to the line fast.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Washington first down.
First and 10, looking to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Up in the air here. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up. Well, he already has himself one interception in his game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on.
And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
So they keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on fourth down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the red zone on first. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes could be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Kicking team out to try the extra points. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Commanders cut the lead down to just 2.
Commanders 40. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And he's going to field this one in the end zone without a return. So that's going to bring us out to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. And they send their back in motion right. Got for big yards on the right side. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Give them 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets them a first down. They're going to pass it here. Not quickly to Wilson. And that's a Raiders first down. And more than that, Brock, it should seal away the win for them. Washington calls it second timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
So critical, Kate, on those receiver screens to get that ball out with great precision. You don't want that receiver thinking about anything but navigating the blocks in front of him. That's well done by everybody.
It's a design run. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths. Because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
Have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just... I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's like a that's bringing me down. I went to a... He said my life's a bore. Joke with my wife because it's bringing her down.
dinner.